Hello and welcome to the Trading Post podcast, where we unlock the secrets of business-to-business trade, dive into powerful networking strategies, and share my exciting journey of using a podcast to market my business instead of relying on SEO. I'm your host, Trader Stu. Okay, I'm always a pessimist, but I guess let's be optimistic here. Had to take the last week and a half off because I had this stupid cough I couldn't get rid of. My whole family's sick with something. I don't know if it's like a COVID virus, a cold, a head cold, a upper respiratory infection. According to AI, this was going around the Metro Detroit area as an upper respiratory. Week before that, my kids had hand, foot, and mouth and dodged that bullet. It's been a rough month, so I'm going to see what we can do here. I have an issue with trying to talk and not coughing, so please, I got a cough drop in my mouth right now so I can actually talk without hacking into the mic. And as you know, I try and not edit these podcasts at all or minimally, or maybe in the beginning and end, but that's about it. I don't overtly edit. I try and keep it real with y'all, especially in the advent and the age of AI. I like to keep it legit. So yeah, if I cough in the mic like that, sorry about that. We'll see what we can do. So, welcome back to the Trading Post podcast. I'm your host, Trader Stu, and I am thrilled to have back this short pause last week. Oh man, I don't know. All right, so let's just do this. This is gonna be a quick one. So, I want to thank my sponsors real quick. And the reason why I wanted to get a podcast out is this is the last week in the Renaissance Festival here in Michigan. And if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out because it is fun. And they have the last hoorah, as they call it, at the Michigan Renaissance Festival. If you're a Metro Trading Association member, of course, you can get your tickets on trade and enjoy the day. And then also, of course, Metro Trading Association. I appreciate them. And then Quantum Indoor Media, bringing hyper-local advertising via indoor digital billboards. And of course, Press X to Play, creators of the immersive video game experience, which I will be in. I guess my voice is recorded in the video game, which is getting launched here. And I think they said they got a demo coming out. I think I'm in the demo. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, if you haven't checked out my great partners yet, take a moment and see what they offer. They're key players in my situation here. So let's get to the show. All right. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that's been in my head. And I actually talked to the owner day before yesterday at Metro Trading Association. And I am going to take a step down and go half-time or part-time or something. With the advent of the AI revolution, I believe there are going to be 5 jobs that are left. And I'm not going to join the medical crew. And even nurses are getting replaced by the robots, but I digress about that. We have a long way before surgeries and things like that are going to be replaced by robots. But one of them that I can do right now, as a matter of fact, is the education system. And I never thought I would be a teacher. Not that I'm going to be a teacher, I'm going to be a substitute teacher. But when I got out of the Air Force, they were doing a troops to teachers program, and that has been defunded. But the problem with that system, that program, was they're putting troops in the inner city schools. And where I live, it would be Metro Detroit, or downtown Detroit, or in Detroit. And I'm not dealing with that. So I didn't do the troops to teachers program. So instead, I'm going to substitute, take a half a pay cut because they don't pay much of anything. But I can work when I want, how I want, get all the weekends off. You get summers off, of course, all your little holidays you forget about, that kids get off that are inconvenient for parents. I get those off now too. And yeah, so I'm going to try it. I got training next month, and we're going to try that. I don't know how well it'll do, because I don't know if I like other kids besides mine, but I think I'll be a fun sub. And we'll go from there. But yeah, I don't know. And if that doesn't work out, there's other things to do. But holy crap, there is a helicopter, dude, like below roof line of this 2-story building. I'm sorry. Wow, he's right at the power lines, dude. At any rate, that was cool. I think he came off from the hospital next door. So that's what I'm going to do. Why is because I just, for COIA, for my family. I want to get into the system now while they're still open. And by the way, there's a ton of opening. If you want to be a substitute teacher, if you can fog a mirror, I think basically, and in Michigan, I think you have to have a 2-year degree at minimum, and then you can get in. But so I have an associate's degree in aviation operations from the Air University, which is the CCAF, Community College of the Air Force, which I just happened to get because I had enough credits from flying and all my schools I did. And I did a couple of classes at bigger college anyway. So yeah, I got that. Got lucky there. And we'll go from there. And so what I'm going to do after that is this podcast. I'm going to do a section about, I want to do a Michigan cottage food law job, or not job, but open up a business. And I want to see and compete with myself is see if I can actually make the $25,000 annual sales cap, which I don't know if I disclosed this before or not, but my wife and I were doing homegrown like microgreens, and there was a different law. There's a different law for farmers as there are for like the cottage food law. So with that, we just had to keep everything cut as naturally as possible and couldn't grind nothing up. And that was part of the law of, growing produce. So, but this one, I'm going to find something that's low overhead, high profit, and see how fast or if I can even get to the $25,000 sales cap. And I guess there was talks of Michigan trying to make it to 50,000 or 100,000. At one time, there was 100,000 back when we were doing this a few years ago. And then that didn't go through. Then I think they lowered it to 50 or 40. No, that didn't go through. Because really, it's $25,000 gross, which is not a lot of money. Even for like, maybe, I don't know, if you're a stay-at-home mom or whatever like that, and you're making an extra 25 grand. But the problem is, it's gross. So not net. So if you're following the program or the math, and you usually triple, if you get a high quality product, maybe quadruple your overhead. So let's just say, you're at 6 times 3, 7 times 4 is 28, 6 times 3 is 18,000. So let's just say you're at 7. So you have $7,000 because that's 28,000. Yeah, let's just go with that. Or even 6 times 4. If you do a quarter of, if you multiply your 4 times, you're at $6,000 in overhead to make 25 grand as well. That's the math I'm trying to do. So 6 times 4 is 24. 7, if you do 3, then you got 7, roughly 7 times 3 is, you're going to be 3,000 over. So, but all I'm saying is that 3 to 4 times is what you're going to charge. So you are not making that much money by the time it's all done and said. Not really. And that's the whole point. It's not meant to make a living off of. I think the whole program is designed to see if you have actually a market to where you can actually sell your product and then upgrade from there I think you still have to have an LLC with the cottage food law. And then either way, then scale up your business from there before you buy, maybe like a brick and mortar store or hire employees or buy bigger equipment, commercial kitchen, all that stuff. I think it's just a beta test to see if you can do it, So anyway, that's what I plan on doing. I'd love to open a little barbecue stand or something like that and a trailer. And that way I can still work when I want. There's a guy who does his barbecue and a food truck at a campground that we go to. And it's just there permanently at the campground. He only works, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then he shuts down for the whole winter. Of course, the fall, they close down. And then he goes to Florida and just chills and comes back and And I hate to say it, because barbecue's not even that good. Like, it's not really good. He's got, I think he said a hickory smoker. That's what it's called. Not good. It doesn't taste smoky. Everything's just kind of smothered in barbecue sauce. The brisket's okay. But it's good. I mean, it's good enough, right? Because he's the only one in town, literally, that's doing food other than what you're making at your own camp, or the campground has burgers, dogs, and pizza. So if you want something a bit better than that, he's got elephant ears and funnel cakes, whatever like that too. So he's got lemonade. It's a good stand. I'm not docking him. All I'm saying is that it's not awesome. It's not great. It's mediocre barbecue at best. But he's killing it, dude. He's killing it. So that's kind of what I'm looking at maybe doing and going from there, because I would love to get some more cash flow. One thing I missed about being a bartender was that I always had cash on me. And with the economy the way it's going and the way they're, see, the other thing is too, we're getting away from a cashless society, or we're going towards a cashless society, which I don't know. Get it while you can, maybe. At any rate, that's kind of what I'm looking at doing, and going down, maybe working 4 days a week. Maybe I work like Mondays and Wednesdays here at MTA, and then I substitute teach like Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then I get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. When I say off, I mean by working my own business, because if I'm doing like tortillas or whatever like that, you got to do something like a bread. I'm not doing bread. Everyone does bread, but tortillas or cornbread or something like that, and just like sell it. There's a lady that used to do it next to us, and she made these shortbread cookies. Sold out, dude. Sold out every weekend within hours. And like, they weren't cheap. I think it was $8 for like a 6 or 8 pack or something like that of these tiny little cookies, and killed it, dude. Made so much money. She always had a line, and yeah. Anyway, I don't know if she ever scaled up or not, but they were good. So I'm gonna do something like that. What else? Let me talk about. I made some notes here. It's been so long. God, a week and a half is a long time not to do something, and then you forget what the heck, And I had a whole script written out here, and I hate reading from the script, but I was just like, well, I don't know how much I got left in me to like actually think. So now I hate the script, so now I'm just kind of reading as I'm talking here and seeing if I want to hit anything else up. But I think I hit everything. That's it. I don't want to keep talking just to talk. Check out the Renaissance Festival. And yeah, we hit it. We're all done. See you next week. I got more to talk about. And be good or be good at it.